Hey guys, it's Aych. So yesterday, I had a rough day on the ladder. Kept playing against Consume, and losing. Horribly. I was tired, I had a headache, and those were perfect conditions for innovative deck building. One of my favorite streamers, Croaky's, recently got to 5k MMR, congrats to him, by running 3 Thunders in Squirtle, no matter how sarcastic I was in the chat about all that. So, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to replicate that strategy by transforming a deck that traditionally always loses against monsters, namely Millfgaard Mill, into a thunderous Vran-killing machine. And I am somehow 5-3 with it at the moment. But let's get to the gameplay and watch the very first meeting of Morvran the Magnificent and Dagon the Despicable. Okay, so we're playing a little game of Triple Thunder Mill Nilfgaard, and we finally face some monsters. So, against the Neckar opener, we have several different tools in our deck. We have the Orcs, we have the Cyprian, we also have a Swears, and in case we want to do any of that again, we have a Decoy. So I believe the best option here is Cyprian, because Orcs is also useful for making sure the Arrakis Behemoths, the Vrans, and all those things, make sure they stay at bay. This is an interesting phenomenon that will most likely get locked. But we don't need to do that yet. We can start off with a little cow. Maybe that will entice some questionable plays. If he doesn't have another Neckar in hand, the only thing you can really block that with is maybe a Vran. Maybe he can eat that with an Ekimara, but a lot of monster lists don't run Ekimaras these days. So, this is where our Thunders come into effect. Thunder number 1. The death of an Arrakis Behemoth. Ah! He does have an Ekimara! How lucky for him! Most lists I've seen only run 1 or 2. But we persevere. We have more where that came from. We have more where everything came from. So, I think we can play it slow, play an Emissary, play another Emissary. We're hoping for an Emperor Brigade. We want to split our stuff between different rows. A Nausicaa here is fine too. Our opponent doesn't like the look of this. He doesn't have many other remote options. We'll continue letting him not like the look of this. Ooh. Eating. No eating today. Dead. Oh, he does have a Neckar. So now we have the option of either locking the Neckar or decoying the Cyprian Wily to lock the Neckar. I think it's fine to do the Orcs, just because if something else comes out that we might want to lock, we can always just decoy the Orcs. Yeah, so we could lock that. Or alternatively, we could toss it and see what happens. See if he has another Ekimara, so to say. Ooh, he has a Karen. You know, it's nice to force out a Karen so early. Oh, not early, it's quite late in round 1, but it's early in the game. In the vast scheme of things, it is very early. He also ate his golem for reasons that escape me. So now he has more of this, and I have more passing to do, I believe. I could go for one more card. But no, I think this is fine. I think we'll pass here. His keep is the Arrakis Behemoth, which will most likely meet our third Thunder. And he doesn't have a lot of options to play with. He's not that likely to draw another Necker. His third Necker, and even then, at that point, it's not very useful unless he also has a Necker Warrior. Now, the question of whether to keep Cantarella is... I do think I'll redraw it. I think I might... I got Daroach. But, no matter, we can mulligan Daroach away in the final round. So here he's wondering, does he have another Thunder? He's already played 2. He can't have more. The easiest way to win right now is Swears. We might want to consider playing Kahir so that our Renew is not dead. But a Renew is extremely unlikely to draw, so... and we would rather use the Swears rather than the gold 10 strength here. And see if he has any more Arrakis Behemoths. We milled one. And now, this gives us information, too. We know that he doesn't have any more Arrakis Behemoths in hand. He does have the one on the board, which is annoying. A little bit annoying, but he doesn't have a K-Run. He probably doesn't have too many other consumed targets. He's already used the Vran and Ekimara. Now here we draw the Cantarella, which is unfortunate because we have to mulligan Daroach. Daroach does nothing. This was a little bit of an unfortunate sequence of events. But we can force him to play suboptimally. How do we do that? What can we resurrect with that guy? We can resurrect a bunch of emissaries, we could resurrect the Necker for fun. Nothing else, just fun. I think the best thing to do here is to actually just look at our top 3 cards. We have a Renew on top. So... that's a little bit important to note. We don't want to draw that with Cantarella. We want to get another good option from this emissary. Yeah, Rotos is better here than Emperor Brigade. He doesn't have infinite Ekimaras / Vrans / yes. Yeah, I think I should have played the Cow's Carcass here just because if he tries to play a Vran in front of the Cow Carcass, I'm not exactly sure in which order they go off, but I believe I should have played it here anyway. Because if the Vran eats the Cow Carcass, it will then be in the prime position to consume the Arrakis Behemoth. Oh, so this goes off first. Let's see how that goes for our wonderful opponent. We're gonna go with a Cantarella. Do we want the Vran to eat it? I don't... I think we do, just in case we draw a Vilgeforce off our Cantarella. So we'll put it here. It'll eat it eventually. We definitely don't want to renew, since it gives us nothing. A Thunder! Everything I've ever wanted. My dreams are coming true. Zeus is staring down upon me, and has blessed me. So much. Unfortunately, we can't thunder this guy. Not quite. But we might be able to hit a Vilgeforce off Aych here at some point, which would be very nice, if I do say so myself. Right now, there's no reason to kill the Arrakis Behemoth, just because we know he doesn't have an Ekimara. He might try to fish for it, but that's a very low chance, because he would have eaten the Cow Carcass with the Ekimara instead of spending a Thunder on it. So instead we're going to use the Vicovaro Medic and see what we can pull. I believe we're just going to go for a classic Emissary. And another classic Emissary. We just want to thin our deck. and I believe we get our Imper Brigade here. Not that we have a choice, but we get our Imper Brigade. Also, since renews at the bottom of our deck, Vilgefortz is going to be guaranteed. Like, that's pretty good. also, Griffin counter. We still haven't played a gold, so it can't hit our Roach. This is amazing. Also, we should probably save this Thunder for a Grave Hag or something. We want to give him as few options as possible, so we want to play our cards that draw him cards as late as possible. The thing we're gonna decoy is either gonna be the Rotosser or the Vico. I think we can save that. I think we can give him some options with the key here. We don't want to give him card advantage yet, though. Let's see what he draws. It's a Vran. We can kill that with the Thunder if we need to. How much would the Grave Hag be anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not approximately 15. Pretty large, but nothing too massive. Hopefully, yeah. I think killing the Arrakis Behemoth is the correct play here. He might have one more consuming thing, like a Giant Toad or the aforementioned Grave Hag. Also, he has a Necker, which is not going to get consumed, it's just going to grow a little bit, which is fine with us. We should probably go for another Emissary right now. Or maybe a Rotosser. Rotosser can kill the Necker, which is very nice. Also, or do we want to kill the Necker? Because then he can weather the front row. But I don't think that matters too much, because weathering the front row doesn't actually give him that many points. So we'll just, we'll go for the high point play, and we'll cow Kark as the Necker. And if he breeds them, then the Necker won't die because he'll have a Necker Warrior. Also, what's happening here? Ah, Biting Frost. Interesting. He did decide to Frost. So we're still trying to save a Vilgefortz for that. If he has a Grave Hag, we have no way to stop it, but we would still rather use Vilgefortz on that. So we'll probably... We should probably Tibor first. I can't actually explain the chain of reasoning. Well, we should have probably Vilgefortz first so we could get the Roach back, but... It's a very small difference. Also, he didn't draw bronze from that, which is quite good for us. Our opponent still doesn't like the look of anything. He's not gonna like the look of... Will we even need this? I don't think we need to use the Vilgefortz offensively. I think it can be very defensive. Very defensive. Let's eat the Roach. Let's eat the Roach. Winning by 4 points. How calculated. How very calculated.